Today we're comparing two back massagers that I personally own. Now, you can't really go wrong with either one because they both do an exemplary job of taking care of low back pain. But I'm sure as we compare and contrast, you'll come to find that there are certain features that you prefer. Now, I personally prefer the HoMedic and my infrared sauna for taking care of low back pain. And the only reason that I say that is because I've owned this one for 15 years. Whereas the Snailax, I just bought it a month ago as a gift for my girlfriend. Now they both do a really good job with that kneading kind of petrissage motion that you can see them doing here. This helps to break up knots and relieve tension. And it's a really good idea to not only have this, but also have the ability to do that with like a family member, a partner, or a friend, because you won't always have this around. And so if you know how to do that kind of like soft fist kneading kind of motion, you can take care of each other when these aren't around, but also if you happen to have a quiet night alone, then you'll be able to take care of yourself. You can modify the pressure of either one of these by placing it on like a reclined plane, and that helps to create deeper pressure. Whereas if you put it on like a straight up chair, maybe like a kitchen chair, then that helps to create lighter pressure. You could also put it on sort of like a neutral plane and then modify the pressure by just kind of like leaning back or forward. The cool thing about the HoMedic is that it has a neck massager ability, whereas the Snailax, you can see it's a lot shorter, it does not have that. But if you pair it with one of these, this is actually Snailax. In my other video, you can see that I chose this one out of 3 different others. So I already have a good feeling for the Snailax brand. But yeah, this thing does a great job of taking care of the occipital region, just as this does. However, I actually prefer this because not only can you take it anywhere, you can modify the pressure by pulling down on your wrists. And so that pressure modification is so much easier than with that. And then also you can change the speed at which it goes. And speaking of which, I really wish that you could change the speed of the kneading on both of these, but you can't do it with either one. And so that's a bit of a letdown because the reason I bought this was as a gift for my girlfriend, and she's got a lot of low back pain, and unfortunately that soreness in her low back makes it to where this thing is just a little too aggressive for her. We could potentially put like a thick blanket or warm up with something else, then go into this after that. That could work too, but ideally if we could just slow this thing down, it would make it to where it's not so abrasive or aggressive, and she could just use this right away. So that's unfortunate. The Snailax also has a feature that I'm really not so fond of. It has a spot treatment, and so whenever you push the spot, you can see that it goes, and then it stops, and then it goes down. And then it'll stop there, and then it goes back up. That continuous stopping and starting motion really gets on my nerves after a while. It's not very relaxing. So I can only do that for like maybe a minute, and then I'm just over it. Whenever you want it to stop with the spot, you go back up here and you push the low back. Whereas with this one, it's a little easier. All you do is push the joystick a little bit, and then now that I've pushed the joystick, it's going to stop right there, and it just continues on until the like 10 or 15 minute timer runs out. That's so much more relaxing. I will literally sit there in one spot for like 5 minutes. The HoMedic also has another feature called rolling. See, right now it's on shiatsu, which is that petrissage. It also has rolling, to where rather than doing the circular, it's actually doing more of a effleurage or like a deep longitudinal stripping, where it's not doing any circles, it's just going up and down. And I rather like that. It's a cool feature. Unfortunately, whenever when there's pressure on it, it starts to make I don't know if you can hear that in the mic, but it gets kind of obnoxious. It's kind of loud, so I tend not to use it very much. But if I ever want to just like really do some deep stripping over something, this thing can actually do the job, whereas this one does not have that feature. Now, I guess that's enough for this one. Now this one does have one more feature that this guy doesn't, and that is it has the ability to vibrate your butt. I'm not really sure why you would ever want that. I guess if you're ever feeling a little frisky, you can vibrate your butt to 3 different levels of intensity. That's nice. Now I'm sure that the HoMedic had a seat cushion at one point, but I'm pretty sure I got rid of it because I use it on a couch. And so since the seat sinks in on that, I have to use like a firm pillow in order to bring me up. Because as you can see, this thing is down as far as it will go. And if I'm sitting right there, it's not quite reaching the bottom, of my low back. So I got to bring myself up a bit to reach the entirety. And one last thing about this model is that I really love this joystick. You can go left or right. If I bring it over to the right, it can help to get into like the quadratus lumborum a lot better, whereas this one is not so much. And so I really like that ability. I mean, I guess you could just move over on the seat if you have it like on a wide couch or something, but this one just gives you so much more autonomy, and I really appreciate that. All right, so that is all the relevant information. You can find links in the description box below. You won't find one exactly for this one because unfortunately it's so old, I couldn't find this exact model. So I will link one that is similar to it. And if you have any questions, have your way with the comment section, and hope you have a good day.